Okay, here we go. Number 2010, number 5. We actually did this problem at one point in class. We've got two different fish stores, Buy Right Pets and Fish Friends, and we've got managers suspect that the lengths of fish from Fish Friends are consistently greater than Buy Right Pets. And so we're asked the question, is there convincing evidence that the mean length from Fish Friends is greater than the mean length from Buy Right Pets? Um, so we've got to do a hypothesis test. It's up to you to think about which kind of hypothesis test do we do. Well, we're talking means, so it's means, one sample or two sample. Two samples. Are they independent samples? Because if they're independent samples, then it's a two sample t-test. If they're not, then it might be a matched pairs t-test. And since they are independent, because they're from two different stores, this is a two sample t-test. And and they've already got B and F is what they're calling them, so let's call mu B. That's going to be the average length fish from Buy Right. Mu F, average length fish from Fish Friends. And H0 is mu B minus mu F is equal to 0. In other words, there's no difference between them. HA, and sometimes this might be a little confusing, so on the side here I'm going to go, we want to know, is there evidence that Fish Friends is greater than, F is greater than mu B. So if I subtract mu B from this side, then I get mu F minus mu B is greater than 0. Or if I want to write it in the same order, if I were to multiply this by -1, I get mu B minus mu F less than 0, right? Mu B minus mu F less than 0. Or maybe I did more than I needed to just to confuse you guys, which I'm sorry if I did. Certainly not my intent. If the species from Fish Friends is greater than Buy Right Pets, then when I subtract Fish Friends from Buy Right, it's going to be a negative number. It's probably easier to think. Okay, so this is the first part of the test. Then you got to check your conditions. Okay, 1. Both samples random. Did it tell us? It says random samples. Both samples are random. Okay, given. Okay, 2. The fish are independent of each other. Given. Or not given, I'm sorry. We assume that the lengths are independent of each other. 3. The samples are independent of each other. Two stores. That's reasonable. Now what's the fourth condition? The fourth condition is n must be large. N F and N be large enough? Question mark. Well, they're not, because they're both, one of them's 8 and one of them's 10. So we can't use the central limit theorem. So what you have to do is you actually have to make a box plot for them both, or a histogram, or a dot plot, or something. So you actually have to make something for the Buy Right and for the Fish Friends. Oops. And show with the scale down here, oops, I don't want to do this, that there's no real, that they're both are unimodal, or, 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 nearly normal. And when we say that, we mean unimodal symmetric. Because if they are, then we can say, oh, then the populations are unimodal and symmetric or nearly normal, and therefore the sampling distribution is, so that we can proceed with the test. So you're going to do this, you're going to put a scale on here, and you're going to go all the way from 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and you're going to do this. I am making this up. You're going to have to do it accurately because I want to save a little bit of time here. Looks like the smallest of these is 2.7, so it's going to be something like this, up to 4.1 maybe, and then the fish friends goes down to 2.6, maybe just something like this a little bit, and so you, as long as you have a scale on here and it looks good, we can say, okay, both are nearly normal, okay to proceed with the test. Okay, and then I'm going to look at the test. I'm going to write my t-score, my t formula here is, it's going to be x bar b minus x bar f minus 0 over, and again, you're going to get this formula, sb squared over nb plus sf squared over nf. And I'm going to fill in those numbers, xb, xf, x bar, 3.4, 3.46, 3.4 minus 3.46 over SB, 0.434 and 0.550. 0.434 squared, 0.550 squared. And this was 8, and this was 10. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the test on my calculator. Stat test, 2 sample z test, stats x1 bar was 3.4, standard deviation 0.4434, and one is 8. X2 is 0.550, standard, oops, X2 bars, sorry, 3.46, 0.550, sorry, I'm a little bit tired, it's a little bit late, no excuse, but I am. And we got that. No, don't pull it. We do this, and I get my t-score is negative 0.2587. Degrees of freedom, report that, 15.9. Wow, a lot of 9s there. And my p-value is 39.96%. Okay, conclusion. No, W, since my p-value is 39.9% is greater than alpha equals 10%, I fail to reject H0. I do not have evidence that the mean length of fish from fish friends is longer than that of Bigelow. Okay, there you go. That's it. See ya.